Hello everyone. Today I'm just going to do a quick set of coasters. This color here is Peacock. It's a PrizmPour color. This is Royal Galaxy. This is Bellagio Blue, which is a primary element. And this is Frozen. So I'm going to use a black pillow using the Bloom recipe. I'm going to swipe with that nifty little swiping tool. I need to restock some coasters in my Etsy store, so since I have limited drying space, I decided today was the day. Alright, so we're going to put Frozen down first. The black pillow, by the way, is Color Place Satin Black Onyx from Walmart. Then that's Bellagio Blue. I used that because I needed to mix up some more of the Blue Velvet PrizmPour. And then Peacock, and then Royal Galaxy. Sorry about the autofocus issues. My phone was being extra silly. And then I'm going to use Lamp Black Graham Cell Activator. So 3 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part paint. I buy the Lamp Black Graham paint from Blick, and I have a Blick link below. The titanium white also works well. And I got that cool little swiper from Lowly Veffy. I've never used it before, so I thought I would start small and see how it does as a little swiping tool for coasters. I will say I felt like I had better control of my swipe when I used a little paint swatch. So it's nothing negative about the little swiping tool. I just felt like I had better control of the movement of the swipe when I used the little swiping tool. The last time I made coasters like this, which has been a really long time. So now I'm just trying to cover my edges. And I'm going to tilt a little bit to get the paint to the ends. Usually I like having a little bit more negative space than I end up having on these, but they turned out really pretty. The colors are really beautiful. It's just the composition was kind of different on all of them. So I'm just popping a couple bubbles. I had stirred up this pillow paint before I started, and so there was quite a few bubbles. So sorry about my messy spinner. I am trying to restock some of the coasters in my Etsy shop. You know, because Christmas time, people buy a lot of coasters. These won't be ready by then, but I need to replenish what's being purchased, you know. So I figured it's a good time to do that. So here's a close-up of the first one. And here we go with the second one. Same color, same order. Frozen first. Bellagio Blue. Peacock. The Peacock and the Royal Galaxy are 2 of the new PrizmPour colors. Frozen is also a PrizmPour color, but these top 2 are in the newest set, and I have that link below. And don't forget, through December 3rd, you can save 25% off of Colourarte instead of the usual 20. The code is different though. Right now it's Mandy2125. So I have both that code and the regular code listed below. So if you happen to see this after that annual sale is over, you'll have both codes. But if you're thinking about buying some beautiful sparklies, it's a good time to do that. So now I'm just covering the corners with the paint that's on the turner, and then we'll move things around a little bit. I forgot how messy coasters are. You know, when you're used to just kind of getting the paint out from under your turner, because you're doing 10 or 12 inch rounds or whatever, you forget how messy a coaster set can be and how time consuming. When I started to do this, I was like, oh, I'll do a quick 15 to 20 minute coaster set. Like 45 minutes later, here we are. So they're not as quick as I remember. I think that that's just something we tell ourselves maybe. So you can tell I had a little bit too much paint in my initial line. So down here on the bottom, I have a lot of paint that has no cells, which is okay, but I went ahead and put a little bit more cell activator on this swiping tool, which worked great for that section, but then the cell activator is way blacker than the pillow paint. So it created some kind of weird looking ghost cells, which I don't normally mind, but I thought that they were very, they stood out a lot. So I went ahead and slid some of that paint down to the bottom to cover those up a little bit. Look at those colors though. They're so beautiful together. So very pretty. So this is our second one. 2 more to go. And for these hexagon coasters, they're like 4 inches. I get these hexagon little cork backs on Amazon. They don't always have them in stock. But they work great for these coasters. So I keep them on a wish list or something so I can remember where I found them. And then I just make sure I have some when they are in stock because they seem to sell out pretty quick. And hexagon coasters are kind of unique. So, all right, here's our third one. Frozen Bellagio Blue. Bellagio Blue is a primary element glitz color. So it's semi-opaque versus more transparent. So those are a lot of fun to use, especially in this technique. And I already had it mixed up, so it kept me from having to mix up some more blue velvet. All right, and we're loading up the cell activator on the swipe tool. I love to see them form. It's like no matter how much you do this technique, it's always like magic to see them pop up like that. I think it's true of regular acrylic pouring too, right? It's just, they're a little bit more predictable, I think. So now I'm just kind of moving it around so that when we spin it, we get the most out of the composition. I'm trying to use the paint on the turner already to help get us to the edges instead of pouring on new paint. For some reason, this pillow paint was thicker than it usually is. I think because I had it in a jar for a while. But I thought these colors were really beautiful together. This is also a great way, like when you have a lot of bloom paints mixed up, knocking out some coaster sets is a good way to use them up before they dry out in their little pods. And experiment with colors. Like sometimes the risk that you'll take on a small piece, like some coasters or a small canvas, you'll take some chances with color that you maybe wouldn't want to dedicate one of your 12 or 14 or 10-inch rounds to. You know, sometimes if I'm going to use an expensive round canvas or wood round, I want to know that I'm pretty confident about the colors. And so, you know, you tend to take some chances to try new things. There it is. And last but not least, obviously I sped this up a lot because it can be a little monotonous for you guys. But each one of them are different, so I hate to just show you one or two and then have like the third or fourth one be really beautiful or something and it's not there for anybody to see. So, and here comes our Royal Galaxy, and then our cell activator, and then hang with me here toward the end. So I'm going to give you a little close up. Don't forget about the links in the description box below. I have a link for Colourarte, for pixel paint designs, which is where I get my boom gel and my Australian Floetrol. Obviously Colourarte, I get my pigments and I get my PrizmPour paints. The PrizmPour, they really have come a long way. They're so easy to use and so fun, and they're great for all pouring techniques. And they're just beautiful. Leslie amazes me with the colors she comes up with. So more to come. We have more pours coming with those. But again, if you've been thinking about getting some of the stuff from Colourarte, 25% off is a great deal. Plus, if you spend $150, you get a free Colourarte tote. So it's very cute. And so yeah, that's a great deal. And that sale only happens once a year. So take advantage of it. And I buy all my regular art supplies at Blick, so I have that link also below. That's where I buy my Atelier and my Amsterdam and my M. Graham paints and my Matisse paint. Most of my canvases, which I don't use canvases as often as other things, but I buy my round canvases there. So they have some good promotions around this time of year too, so don't hesitate to take advantage of those. Also, our Fluid Art Friends Facebook group link is in there, so love for you to join and share your creations with us. So I think this is a pretty fun set. Under resin, I think they're going to look really beautiful. They don't have as much negative space as I had hoped, but I still think they're really beautiful and the colors are great together. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out. And hang in there for a close-up of all 4 of them. Here we go. Sorry about the mess. Those colors are really amazing. You can see the negative space is pretty minimal by accident, sort of, but it almost would have made more sense to just do a swipe that covered the whole thing, but I still like the little dot of negative space. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.